everybody, and welcome back to Betty's Bugs. Today I'll be going over the second animal in our care series, which will be tarantulas. I will be talking about their habitat, their feeding, and their handling. So let's get right into it. Alrighty, so when setting up your tarantula's habitat, you want to do it based off of their leg length. You want to go from one side of the tarantula to the other side, measure that. Whatever measurement that is, it'll be 3 times as much. So, for instance, she lives in a 10-gallon. It is the perfect size for her. Now, since she is a burrower, you will notice that your burrowing tarantulas will probably never leave their burrow unless to get water or food. Alrighty. You have found the correct size of terrarium, you're going to want to fill it up with substrate. You can use Repti soil or coco coir, and if you use Repti soil, I would suggest adding in some sphagnum moss to keep the humidity, but you want to fill up the terrarium about halfway full with dirt. Then after that, you can add a plant, a fake plant or a live plant, it doesn't really matter, whatever you're comfortable with. And then you want to create their burrow. You can do that by using different types of wood, driftwood, or just ones you find outside is fine. I found these outside. I do suggest cleaning them if you do find them outside. And then leaving your tarantulas do the rest. They will do the burrowing for themselves. Alrighty, so next thing we're going to talk about is feeding your tarantulas. I do not recommend hand feeding. When you do feed your tarantulas, you want to get yourself some rubber tipped tongs. They have to be rubber tipped, or else your tarantula has a chance of breaking their fangs off on the metal part of it, so make sure you get rubber tipped. It doesn't matter if they're crooked or if they're straight, either one will work. Next we're going to go over is the food. So tarantulas can eat a myriad of different things. They can eat blue worms, right there, blue worms or super worms, or dubia roaches, or Madagascar roaches, depending on the size. Like if you have a big Goliath bird eater tarantula, then yes, it could eat a Madagascar. You don't want to feed anything to your tarantula that is its body size. That would be hard for it to kill. Another thing to talk about when feeding your tarantulas is that sometimes they will go through a period where they will reject the food and they won't eat anything. That is probably a sign that they are about to shed. When they're about to shed, they slow down, they stop moving as much, they stop eating as much, that way they can conserve energy to shed their skin. Once they have shed, you want to wait about a 1 to 2 week period before feeding them again, that way their fangs get a chance to harden up. Alright, so moving on to the last thing of this video, we'll be discussing handling, how to properly handle your tarantula. So when you first want to handle your tarantula, you need to first check their temperament on how they are about, being picked up. So you want to get a paintbrush, which is soft so it won't as to not harm them. And you want to just lightly poke at their legs with the bristled end of the paintbrush. And if they start throwing hairs at you or hissing or throwing warning signs, then just don't try to push any further, or you yourself might get injured if you decide to stick your hand in there with them. They might actually end up biting you. But if they kind of ignore it, walk away from it, or just don't do anything in general, then that is a good sign to pick them up. You can always, once you have your paintbrush with you, then you can gently guide them onto your hand with the paintbrush and then slowly lift them off of the floor. You want to keep them close to a surface, that way if they do fall, it won't hurt them. Alright everybody, that concludes the Tarantula Care video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll try to get to them. Alright, thank you for watching. Bye everybody.